Hi, my name is Joanie Eisinger. Welcome to my channel. You could find out more about me by going to my website, jonieswhitelighthealing.com. There is no timestamp on this video, so if you're watching this on the date that's shown below, great if it resonates. If not, Spirit knows when you're going to be watching this. Put the information on the shelf. If it might resonate, might not, I suggest that people not trash what comes through because there's a reason why you're watching this today, even if it's to pass on to someone else. You could find me on Twitter, SoundCloud, LinkedIn, Facebook. If you want to friend me on Facebook, please message me and tell me how you found me because I don't friend people I don't know. And you can like Joanie's White Light Healing fan page. Okay, so this is part 5 in a series on addictions, and I want to share that this does not take the place of seeing a mental health or a medical practitioner. I used to be an LCSW in New York City, and I did individual and group work in day treatment as a drug and alcohol counselor. And I was also a psychiatric social worker in another day treatment program where I provided individual and group therapy. I'm also a certified Gestalt therapist. I do not practice as a therapist anymore. If you go to my website and you read about me, you'll learn that I left conventional practice after becoming gifted with healing and channeling abilities. The reason why I'm doing an addiction series is because I'm very passionate about the subject. There are many, many people who are stuck, and there are underlying reasons that they have not gotten to because someone needs to be the bridge to help them figure it out. Okay, today we are going to be talking about, and I have my list here, spending, debting and owing, hoarding and stealing. So in terms of addictions, I'm going to be a little bit loose with this word, and there's a continuum for how addicted someone is. I'm going to say compulsions and obsessions. And I grouped these activities together as compulsive behaviors. Spirit has a lot of metaphor involved where the compulsive behavior could also be a way that we do this on an emotional or etheric level. You'll find out as we go along. So I put my Joanie aside and I bring in the highest of Christ's light, meaning the enlightened ones. I channel archangels and angels, departed ones, spirit guides, consciousnesses, star beings, and elementals. They come in as one voice. Okay, so I'm going to go in. I'm going to start with spending. Addicted to spending. This is for the folks that could identify with this. Okay, let's see what I get. So I keep getting more, more, more. I need to have, I have to have, more, more, more. And there's a bit of grabbiness, sucking things in. There's someone who also might be drinking too much and eating too much while they also overspend. There's a need to replace what they don't like, replace what they currently have. And if they spend over and over, there are people that believe that somehow their situations will improve, that they'll switch out or replace either a person, a situation, an activity, something that they don't like. And it's like a dupe. It's a self-dupe. I'm going to go out and get that toaster or that percolator, and I'm going to bring it home. And maybe if I do that, the other thing will leave. There's a lot of dissatisfaction around the person who's spending. There's a lot of discontent. It's, I don't like what I presently have. I need to change it. I have to get something new, because if I get something new, then the old thing will go away. So there's a self-delusion here, and that the person who I'm speaking to needs to understand that by taking a new object and bringing it in, you're amassing more, number one, and you're putting it next to what already exists that isn't working. This is the part that we come into Earth School for. It's to face discomfort. That in fact, what your work is to put your hands behind your back and not do the spending, and instead do an evaluation of what is around you. Could be people, places, things that you're discontented with, and work through the discomfort and do assessments, reality checks, weigh pros and cons, etc., regarding whether you are to remain in the situation, with this person, continue doing this type of activity or behavior, thought process. Because if that needs to go, if that needs to change, then you won't feel the compulsion to spend. Does that make sense? Again, people going out to spend, if I get something new and I bring it home, maybe the old thing will be gone. Maybe it'll make me feel better, and that old thing that's rusting, that situation or person, maybe they won't be there anymore, or the new thing will outshine it. It'll shadow it, it'll tamp down that energy so I won't have to deal with it. You're here to experience the discomfort of whatever you're avoiding and actually not replacing it with something new. So for those of you where this resonates, have a sip of water. You're already being worked on. The water helps flush negative energies through the physical body. I'm going to go in more on overspending. Some of you have done this in other lifetimes, where you've grabbed and you've gathered and you've taken in and you've amassed, and that the spending is a way of creating this monument. It could be boosting your ego, making you feel better about yourself. If I look a certain way, if I have these things or both, then I'll be better. So I'm seeing futile attempts, though, that the ways that you're spending, they could even be vacations. They could be treating someone else to something, or dropping down a shitload of money on someone's wedding, whatever it is. It's making you look and feel a certain way, which takes away from your pain. Could be self-pity, self-anger, something about how you feel about yourself, that the spending is boosting you and taking away your pain. The object of being here on this plane is to face our discomfort so we can have soul growth opportunity. When you drop the money to boost yourself, to make yourself feel good, again, it's a self-delusion. It actually is self-defeating, because you get a high, or the self, adulation, or you get praise from the outside, and then it goes away. And then you're still left again with the feelings that you were avoiding about yourself. Take an honest inventory about how you feel about yourself. And if you're feeling low, if you're discontented, there are other ways that you can boost yourself. Self-love here is what I'm getting, is that you're doing the spending and you're dropping the money for activity's sake, or bringing things in to make yourself feel good, to look good, or both. And you're the only one that can do that, and that doesn't come through activities and things. Even facials and massages, it doesn't come through that way. It has to do with self-talk and self-perception. If you need to speak with a therapist, that's fantastic. Highly recommend it. Preferably go to one that's word of mouth. I'm going to keep going in. First, I'm going to gather up a lot of the situations that come through regarding why people are overspending. Then we'll do some forgiveness work. I'm going to go back in. Some of you were told no, you were limited, you were neglected, and by going in the other direction, you're compensating for what you didn't have. There's sadness, there's anger, there's confusion, there's a whole lot in that. It's very, very messy energy. Have another sip of water. And I'm seeing people filling up their pot because they were neglected and avoided, and some were even said, oh, that's nonsense. Why would you have that? And then you walked away with your head down and you weren't given things that you needed and or wanted. So you boomeranged. So it was a pullback of not having, and then you shot forward in the other direction of filling and filling and filling what you didn't get. So bottom line, usually with those situations, is that you weren't given the attention and the love that you needed, and that you were probably asking those caregivers and or parents for things to at least show you in some way that they loved you, the acknowledgement and recognition. So we need for you to do some reparenting here. So I would suggest that you go into that space of I am love, I am whole, I am complete, I am all, I am perfect. Do some of this mirror work if you like, standing in front of a mirror and looking at yourself and seeing your glorious beauty and saying wonderful things to yourself. Or you can put these affirmations on a piece of paper and look at them. And you could say them out loud. You could put them on separate little pieces of paper like cheat sheet visuals and have them all around your home, in your car. Could have one in your wallet or your pocketbook. There's a destruction of that sense of self when the other forbade you from getting something, doing something, where you were neglected, abandoned, ignored, dismissed, and basic things that you wanted, and then things that were ephemeral, the extras, the superficial fun stuff, you didn't get those as well. So there's an overarching activity here, and you're spending with hopes of trying to fill the void. We fill the void. No one fills it, and no thing fills it but ourselves. This is learning to love self. Hold a rose quartz. All crystals have healing properties. They're consciousnesses. They are love. And that rose quartz addresses self-love and love of other. I believe that having rose quartz on you, near you, or imagining the energy of rose quartz frequency adorning you will assist in raising your vibration and healing your heart chakra. I'm going to see if there's more. Interesting. There's someone who had a life where they were shot and killed, and that their life was untimely, and they died before their time. So either they were in the prime of their life, or they died young, or it was very sudden, unexpected, and that you went to your passing blaming self and other, and you come into this lifetime and you're filling up because you're afraid that this could be your last day. That there's this fury, this frantic type of situation where, holy shit, I better get that diamond watch. And different things that make you feel on an existential level that you have to buy these things and do these things because it could be your last day. Okay, I'm going to assist you. I'm going to lead you in doing the forgiveness work. So for those of you that could identify with these scenarios, and any that were not identified that relate to your overspending addiction, this compulsion, we ball up all these lifetimes of unforgiveness towards self and other across time and space, forwards and backwards across all generations, and you say inside, I forgive myself. And the first thing I got was, my cup overfloweth. For many of you who just forgave yourself here and in other lifetimes where you're incarnated and have this situation, or the events that precipitated this happening here, you will be receiving a lot of information through the ethers, and that love will come streaming in, and you will find that you don't feel as buggy about dishing out money and spending, that there's already a balancing act going on for you. Next step, forgive everyone and everything, Ask for everyone and everything's forgiveness and thank God for these life lessons. And when I mean God, I mean Source, Spirit, Creator, Divine Mother, Father, God, however you call the infinite intelligence that is we. Have a sip of water. This will take some time. So today is Tuesday, February 18. By Friday, I would say that there is a shift for those of you who have been doing compulsive spending. There's a lightening of spirit and your mind feels a bit brighter. Okay, now I'm going to address debting and owing. Joanie's going in. There's this paradox. What must I do? I can't have this. What must I do? I can't have this. There's something where it's a balancing of spending, but then it's wanting and then being in lack, wanting and being in lack. There are a lot of people that are on the fence regarding self-deservedness, worth. So you'll go out and you'll do something, then afterwards you regret it. You'll take time out to do something. It involves money, some type of spending. And then you get yourself in some situation. No, I am not worthy. No, I can't have that. And then you get yourself in a lack situation. I feel that this is unconscious. So you're going about your business. You're getting yourself in tangles where you're over your head. And it has to do with not feeling worthy, that you're setting yourself up in different situations so you don't have, which is debt or owing someone. Debting and owing, very similar yet different concepts. To be in debt is it's similar. To be in debt, oh, I'm in such debt, it's a concept. To owe someone feels a little bit more personal. I think it's just phraseology. But however it resonates with you, whatever word you identify with, go with that. So the debtor is someone that doesn't want to have and doesn't feel that they're worth, gets themselves set up. I'm going to do this. Sure, why not? Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. And then you rationalize spending it, but underneath you know that it's not good for you and you know you're not going to be able to afford it. And you get yourself in situations, tangles, where then you're owing, you're debting. Have a sip of water. This is general. This seems to be the overall theme of the debtor. Some of you put people in debt and now you're in debt. So there could be some karmic learning by opposite. So we'll throw that into the mix. You might have karma where you debted before and now you're debting again. You blamed yourself and other there, so you're doing it the exact same thing, debting, owing here. But overall, the overall theme for the debtor, for the ower, is I'm going to fuck this up real good by getting in a situation where I can't pay it back or I can't pay it back well. And then I feel like a piece of crap. And then you might even do self-flagellation, the whipping yourself. I shouldn't have done this. I could have done that. Why did I do this? Shame, blame, guilt, embarrassment, self-contempt. Let's get rid of karma. Across time and space, forwards and backwards, across all generations, for the debtors and owers that might have put someone else in debt and now they're experiencing it. Those that did it before in another lifetime and they're doing again to get it right and balance the karma. Those who are so upset, they don't like their situation, they don't like who they are, they feel that they don't deserve. They're modest and humble. No, I'd rather be in debt than have anything. I am not worthy. I won't acknowledge myself as having a worth. Therefore, I can't have. And you say inside, I forgive myself. Forgive everyone and everything. Ask for everyone and everything's forgiveness. Thank God for these life lessons. Oh, yeah. So I get by 9 p.m. today, by 9 p.m., this will clear. And if it is dietetically okay for you to have some juice, have some juice. That'll assist a little bit. And lemon water is also flushing the system as well. Some of you might want to wash your hands. There might be an energetic grime on your hands where you need to do like a holy ablution. So you just go over to the counter, go to the sink, nice warm water and a bit of soap, and wash your hands. You don't have to be there for long, and put out the intention. You're clearing your hands of any deading and owing energy. Okay, I'm going in regarding hoarding. For those of you who are not familiar with what hoarding is, people who hoard are stacking, filing, lining up, amassing. Usually it's in a home or a space that contains many other things, and it bursts at the seams. There's a lot of purchasing going on, but some people don't. Could be free items, could be rummage, could be consignment, could be trash. Whatever the case, I'm going in regarding hoarding behavior. And if that resonates with you, this is for you. This is a reflection on how you feel about yourself. So when things get too cramped and things don't have air to circulate around them, they start getting smelly. And so metaphorically, it would be you're asking yourself, how do I stink? What smells wrong? I'm germy. I'm contaminated. I'm dirty. I'm filthy. I'm rotten. Some of you might have phobias that might be intertwined with this. Again, regarding any of these addictions, please see your mental health care professional, your medical professional. This does not replace seeing a practitioner. This is for entertainment purposes only. For y'all, I'm not quite sure where these lifetimes have come from. This is a collective reading. So I'm going to be doing now a healing for the collective, for the hoarders. There's tainted, germy energy that's around a lot of you, and you're bringing that in from other lifetimes. And I'm going to do a clearing. Good. So we're sifting through a whole lot. You've been a chameleon in different lifetimes. You've been trying to survive. I'm here. I'm going to try and do it here. I'm going to do it there. I'm going to try. Some of you were lepers that were put in a colony, and you were treated like filthy, dirty creatures. Some of you were told you were rotten. Others, you behaved rotten to the core. Mind you, this isn't judgment. This is your behavior. We're being neutral here, just describing with adjectives. Others of you lived in squalor. That's all you knew. Some of you had germs that invaded you and you died. Different lifetimes we're talking here. There's a lot of throat chakra work. We're clearing up a lot of energy here, and the limbs feel putrid, the arms especially. Someone had a lot of children and couldn't care for all of them, and I just see you constantly having to bring in your kids. They're all over the place. They're running in the street, and you have to bring them back. But someone had bugs in their home. And as a result of all of these lifetimes, it just it became a wreck, became messy, dirty, filthy, lower vibration, squalor. And this is the way you've been treating yourself. This is your self-perception. Again, I'm going to go in and do more regarding the healing. Good. Someone's eyes tear up. Someone's nose gets all. It's a lot of sniffing. Pulling through a lot of layers, replacing things that don't work, putting in new information, gathering up a lot, and offering it to you. Someone's head feels wrong, like they think about things that are off. They need to get help. You need a therapist. You need a therapist. It's okay. You can work through this. For the hoarders, karmic work. Let's do the forgiveness. Across time and space, forwards and backwards, across all generations, where you've hoarded. You lived in tight quarters, you smelled, germs killed you, viruses, disease. You amassed so much you couldn't breathe. Imprisoned, things were dank. Couldn't find your way out of situations. You let things pile up too high and then you got caught in the mess. You were treated very poorly and there was self-hatred. And we ball them all up and you say inside, I forgive myself. Good. Forgive everyone and everything. Ask for everyone and everything's forgiveness and thank God for these life lessons. This will go on till about Friday, 9 p.m. and today's Tuesday. So you don't have to be watching this on Tuesday for this to clear on Friday. Just imagine it's a few days later. So if it's a Tuesday, we've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So count 3 days later, 9 p.m. your time. Okay. I'm going to see if there's any more for the hoarders. Work through your issues and get help. There's a lot of self-examination that needs to go on here. A lot of exploration regarding self. I see a lot of meekness and a lot of suffering and a lot of blame. You might blame yourself, maybe other, but I believe a therapist will assist you regarding the hoarding. You can work your way out of this. It has to do with love of self. So the rose quartz again, to have the energy of rose quartz adorn you to work on self-love will assist. If you can shower, if you can bathe, I would do that daily. It's very, very important. Some of you aren't eating enough, and I suggest eating. Breakfast is very, very important. Now, I don't know what this means, but I have to say it because I'm channeling it. Muffin. So for those of you where a muffin would work, if that resonates, if that's something that you are to have, if it's part of your diet and there are no medical restrictions, there's something about a muffin, unless that's a nickname. Okay, I'm now going to go in regarding those that steal, that have a compulsion to steal. They could be thieves, robbers, burglars, kleptomaniacs, the ones that lift, the ones that lift. So I'm going in regarding the folks that resonate with this. This has to do with possession. It's mine. It's mine. Going to find out where that comes from. Things were taken from you folks. So those of you who steal, someone even, oh, you stole my girlfriend, you stole my boyfriend, you stole my pet, you stole the house I was supposed to have, you stole my job, you stole my memory, now I'm sick. You stole, you took it from me, and I want it back. And I'm not seeing humor. I'm seeing a lot of anger and a lot of suffering, discontent, a lot of energy around this, trying to get it back, what's yours. You stole my child. You stole my money, my property. You overshadowed my event. You stole my limelight. They're doing a lot of cutting cords right now of where you are attached to these other lifetimes. And you're insinuating this and insinuating that. We're doing a lot of cutting right now. Now we're only cutting cords, negative connections you have to these other situations if your higher self permits it. I don't go in and do this on my own. That would be blocking your free will and playing in the dark. So only your higher selves that permit this, for me to do this, it's happening. Good. Good. Have a sip of water. Good. Boy, that feels good. Clearing you, pulling out a lot of energy. And some of you are sighing right now like, wow, holy crap. Good. Some of you just had a vision of yesteryear and you remember that. You just got a flash. Yeah, they took me. They stole me. They stole them. They stole that. They took that. Good. Okay. Going back into the stealing. You're trying to compensate folks for what was taken elsewhere. Now, it could be this lifetime, or it could be elsewhere, another lifetime or lifetimes. So, what Spirit is saying, you have the right to claim what is yours without stealing. So, if there's something that you believe is yours and someone took it, you need to do reality checks regarding whether it's reasonable for you to ask for it back. If this is something that can't be retrieved, this needs to be accepted. But if someone took something from you and it's rightfully yours, you need to assess whether you ask for it back. Do you need to get a lawyer? Do you need to represent yourself? Do you need a mediator? That's something that is an option for you. A lot of this has to do with grief work. God, you stole my partner from me. You took them. They're gone. And now I'm alone. And you might be on a rampage with taking things because you feel that God took your beloved or pet. Acceptance, the A word, is key here. It's key. I don't go biblical often, but I don't know where this is written. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. It's part of the ebb and flow. This is the universe. And I'm going to keep going. No one ever promised you a rose garden. This is Earth School. So if something is lost, if something is taken or stolen from you, there's a reason for it. Go inside and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Do I steal from others and now it's stolen from me? How do I rip off myself? How am I a thief to myself? Do I thieve other people? Am I a taker? This is self-work opportunity. See a professional regarding this compulsion you have. Oftentimes it involves the law. I'm not here to legitimize stealing. I'm here to get to the spiritual cosmic root of it. I'll say even more. We are a collective and we're all connected. Look up the term unity consciousness. We are all one. We are all interconnected. So if you steal from me, you're stealing from yourself. You're stealing from that person. You're stealing from us all. You're taking from us all. We all feel the sting. You also incur karma towards yourself. So you are crossing yourself. So when you go to your passing, you'd have to have a do-over again regarding this theme. This isn't about forgiving and forgetting. This is about accepting and understanding and asking yourself, what can I learn from what was taken from me? How can I accept this? Being in the now and moving forward with grace, being honest How am I not honest with myself? How do I lie to myself? There's a lot of self-work that needs to be done around this. Now, there isn't any judgment, and also it's not like till kingdom come type of a thing where you'll never master this. This is something where you take steps towards working through your issues, getting a grip and accepting what's happened, and moving forward each day. Breaking things down into manageable parts. Let's get rid of the karma for those of you who steal and thieve and rip off. And I must say before that, I have to add, you might have been taken from and you might have stolen from. So you might be learning by opposites. You might be stealing now because someone stole from you. You might have stolen in the past and now you're stealing again. In either case, it's to balance karma and to forgive. Here we go. Across time and space, forwards and backwards across all generations, any karma related to stealing, thieving, ripping off. We ball up all those lifetimes and you say inside, I forgive myself. Wow. Huge. Forgive everyone and everything. Ask for everyone and everything's forgiveness and thank God for these life lessons. This will take time. I'm seeing Friday around 10 p.m. for those that steal. And they also say honesty is the best policy. So stealing might be breaking the law, and they're talking to you about being honest with yourself. Are you honest with yourself? Are you true blue honest with yourself? Learn to be that way. I'm going to see if there's anything more to say regarding this. Yeah. So the reason why I grouped spending, debting, owing, hoarding, stealing, thieving, ripping off together, it's a grabbing, gimme, gimme. It's a taking in. It's a filling activity in this way of things usually, but it doesn't have to be things. It could be activities. If people were wondering, there seems to be a common theme here. The filling in of things, amassing, growth. So regarding the growth, y'all need to do some self-growth work. That's what's key here, is working on self and growing and shifting. And to remind yourself that this is an earth school. This is not just a third dimensional plane where shit happens and you just go about your business. We're here for a reason, to grow. And it's not to grow by things, it's by experience and knowledge. So for all of the experiences that you're having regarding these issues, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? I hope this assisted. You could find me at my website, jonieswhitelighthealing.com. I do this professionally. I do psychic readings and healings for folks where any question is on the table. And you could find out more at my website. I do Skype and Facebook video and phone sessions for folks who are not local to North Central New Jersey. And I really just hope that you're enjoying watching me. Please subscribe to my channel. Press the bell all icon next to the word subscribe. You'll get all the notifications when I'm putting out a video. Press like if you like this video. Comment below if you so choose, if you are moved. And I'll see you again. Okay, bye y'all.